Welcome in, welcome in. With College Football 26 only about 3 weeks away, it's time to start talking offense. My own little personal nerd paradise. Offensive X's and O's. Man, I love it. Now, here's the deal. You're going to want to be prepared or at least have an idea of what is solid offensive principles that will allow you to put 30 to 40 points on your opponent every single game the second the game comes out. Now, to be fair, defense was actually pretty difficult in College Football 25 for most people. But maybe that's an argument for the stance that sometimes the best defense is an unstoppable offense. I am a firm believer in the never be stopped mentality, meaning that if you never get stopped on offense or maybe only just stopped once in a game, you're going to win the vast majority of your football games in College Football 26. So today we're going to be discussing the top 5 offensive plays you need to have in your playbook as soon as College Football 26 drops. As always, links for all socials and other platforms are going to be down in the description. And please leave a like and subscribe as it helps me really pick up steam coming into College Football 26. And if you turn on the noties, you can stay caught up with your one-stop shop for College Football 26, offensive and defensive mini schemes, online dynasty seasons, and even some no money spit cut where I definitely will never ever crash out at all. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, right off the top, I want to make something really clear. For College Football 26, we don't know the playbooks or the formation names or the play names, so we're going to be using plays from the College Football 25 database to set the baseline for the discussion. With that being said, what I really want to hammer home is the specific names and formations is not the main point of this video. The main point of this video is the concepts that are in these plays, and I'm going to keep using that word concept. Specifically, this is true with the passing plays. From year to year, play names change, viability of certain formations may change, but the credibility of passing concepts do not change. Passing concepts is passing concept is passing concept because it's football. And again, even though I'm going to put a play on the screen, these passing concepts can be replicated and mirrored onto multiple formations and multiple plays through hot routes and other means. So keep all that in mind, apply these concepts, and you will find success. Now, the first play we're going to cover is no stranger to anyone if you played College Football 25. It's going to be normal Y off close, Y sail. Now, I know a lot of you are already rolling your eyes. Like if you've played College Football 25, you know you're probably sick of playing against this, and maybe you're even sick of running the play. But there's certain things about this play, concepts, like I said, concepts that I want you to see that make this play that will literally always be good just by principle. And it would just be kind of silly to not include something to this effect inside your offense. Now, looking at the play art here, the only thing I would really do is maybe put Y on a drag, and you don't have to do this, but I would really like to stem my tight end down so that with the corner routes a little more shallow. Now, what I want you to already notice from the play art here is look at the right side of the field. What this play creates is a high-low read concept. You've got the corner route going. It's going about medium distance down the field. You have the table route obviously going out to the shallow side, right? But you also have a streak, or a fade in this case, pushing the deepest defender further down the field to create a pocket for that corner route to potentially get open. Now, if maybe you're new to passing or if you're trying to improve your passing game, I'll tell you right now, if you get almost 100% perfect on your high-low reads with plays like this, you're already going to become an above-average passer. If you can get to a point where you hit the right read between the high-low read every single time, you will do really well, and you're going to cause the defense, force them to make adjustments and run something different. They're either going to have to Mabel that side or go user it, and we have a counter for that user, as we'll show in a second. But just to show this play in action, I'm going to snap the ball. We've got the high-low read on the right side. We're in a cover 3 on defense, and it looks like we're going to be able to throw the tight end route right here in that sweet spot. You see that open up right there because it's a hard flat? And that table pattern is pulling that hard flat closer to the line of scrimmage, and the go route is pushing the defender further down the field to create that opening. Get good at making that high-low read, and you will become excellent in the passing game. Now, we've already created a massive problem for the defense on the right side of the field, and the only way for them to really cover it is going to be able to use that new switch stick system, or they can Mabel that side, meaning put a high and a low zone over there, or they can user it with one of their middle linebackers, which is probably going to be most likely what most people do. Most people are just, if they see something that keeps getting open on them, they're just going to go over there and try to run over there and user it. But luckily for us, there's already a counter built into this play. And again, this concept of having routes coming back over the middle of the field to replace where a user might leave to guard another problem on the field is so important. So taking a look at the left side of the screen, we have X and Y. Y is on a drag, X is on a deep side dig. If they are using one of their middle linebackers and they take them out of the play, we're going to have a wide open play in the middle of the field. Now, I have manned up the right side middle linebacker to the tight end corner route, so let's just see what opens up here. We could probably throw the drag route pretty early here, or we can hit our deep side dig for an easy gain of like 10 to 15 yards. Now that backside dig will be open for two reasons and in two different ways. One is because the drag right here is drawing down that left side backer down further in his vert hook zone, so that way we can throw that kind of over his head. But if we were to even wait a second, if we did have time, we read the right side of the field right, we didn't see anything open, that backside dig will be open not just on the left hash mark, but really all the way over to the right hash mark as well. And again, this is just one of those plays that if you really get perfect on making your reads on a play like this, there's so much that they have to account for. Your opponent's going to have to dig super deep into their defensive adjustment bag to just pray for a stop against you. Now, this next play we're going to cover is much more simple, but you need to add it to your bag. And if you've played any amount of Madden recently or this last year, College Football 25, this play is probably no stranger to you. Now, we're going to take a look at RPO Alert Bubble. Now, this play, in my opinion, is very corny, but it is something that you need to have in your bag if you want to give yourself an advantage on offense. There are a multitude of really good plays that you can just walk up to the line and snap immediately, and quick hiking is a huge part of offense if you want to be elite at it. So here, the read is simple. If your bubble route is manned up, or if you're afraid of they're usering it, then you just hand the ball off. So let's run this and take a look here. There's nobody manned up on him, and obviously there's not going to be a user go run over and guard him, right? So let's go over here. Let's chuck this bubble route, and you're going to get a really nice gain as long as you have to use some stick work, right? Maybe get inside of a block or outside of a block, depending on which way the slot cornerback is shaded or he's being blocked, right? Run off the back end of your blockers. But it's a really nice play to just get some good, easy yards. Able to get inside of our blocker right there and see it can just go the distance. And of course, in my opinion, it is a little bit corny. But I mean, if you can just walk up to a line of snap and you have the potential for something like that happening, that is a massive game-breaking play. And the handoff's not too bad too. I mean, again, you're probably going to want to run this on like a first or second down, just in case you do have to hand the ball off. You're going for short yardage situations. You want to decrease your third and fourth down attempts, right? And the handoff's not that bad as well. I mean, we get the handoff, we go up the middle, just get ourselves a nice little, almost got 7 yards right there. And even if you were to get 3 to 4, that kind of does the job that you were hoping it to for any run play that goes up the middle like that. Another thing to keep in mind about offensive play calling too is sometimes if a play is so prolific as much as like RPO Alert Bubble like this, most of the community knows about this play, sometimes just the threat of this can be just as impactful as actually running it. And what I mean is people might over adjust their user or their adjustments toward this play, stopping this play, and you might not even be running it. For this third play, we're just going to stay in trips and take a look at their verts play. Now, this is just one of those plays that beats most coverages stock, and you can just run up to the line and snap it. It's a great quick hike play. Specifically versus cover 2, you might have a touchdown on the field, whether it be inside or outside of the left side safety, the vert side safety. Also keep this in mind too, if you're going to run trips, make sure you're running it to the wide side of the field as it creates the spacing to be much better. But if you just snap this versus a cover 2, you might be able to fit it. You're going to be able to fit it to the outside. And you're also going to be able to fit this into the inside of this outside safety to the left, right here. Inside up the middle, and that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown simply from walking to the line and quick hiking verts. Now, if your opponent's running man, you're probably going to be looking more to that tight end drag route, or even you can even like a Texas route, something like that. And maybe even take a look at why your slot wide receiver and the way they're manned up on, sometimes they're able to just burst and get open over the top. Even versus a cover 3, again, just running the stock, the seam is very weak versus cover 3. So take a look at this left side slot receiver. Running directly up into the seam like that, and boom, it might even go for 6. It does if you have a fast enough wide receiver. Now, for any of these plays in the passing concepts, just go into practice mode, man. Go into practice mode, face versus the AI, random plays, recognize pre-play snap coverage, and just try to make the right read over and over and over again. You'll have a lot more success in-game with this. But man, just trips, verts of any form, walk up to the line, snap, and you're probably going to put the defender on his heels. Now, for the fourth play, I'm really going to be giving you all the sauce. This is an excellent red zone play, and particularly inside the 12-yard, like the 12 to 2-yard line range. This is my bread and butter. I use this a ton because it's just such a tough thing for the defense to have to deal with as far as passing inside the red zone goes. So the fourth play we're going to be covering is bench pivot out of any bunch formation. The only thing you're really going to do out of this is drag your tight end across the formation. Now, here's what this is going to do. Now, a lot of people on defense are going to play man in this scenario, and the zig route cooks man, and what you have with the right side, looking at the bunch side, you have B clearing out, even if they are in zone, it's going to clear out any hard flats further to the right so you can throw it into that nice pocket on the zig route to your top slot receiver RB. But if it's man, the zig and the drag are your main reads. You're going to be able to throw the zig here really, really easily, dot, touchdown. And you're also going to be able to throw the drag. Now that zig is so difficult to guard because it's not really that well guarded by man. And so they might even try to user the zig route. And that's what that backside dig, again, that concept from the first play, right? A backside dig coming back to where the user was at makes them either stay home or make the decision between one or the other. And before we move on, I really wanted to show you what this looks like versus zone too, because what's going to happen is this outside B receiver, right, is going to push the hard flat more to the right, and it's going to create a nice pocket for RB to get open on his zig route as he breaks. Like so. Perfect. Bad timing throw, right? But it's just such a great concept in the red zone. It puts the defender in a really hard spot where usually passing is super difficult. This makes it for pretty easy reads. Go ahead and practice this in practice mode, and you will convert inside the red zone a whole lot more. Now for this last play, it's really complicated, so you're really going to have to pay attention. Just call any jet sweep in your entire playbook.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, I don't condone this behavior because jet sweep were so strong this year and they're in so many formations, so it's nearly impossible to actually game plan for a jet sweep, right? But yeah, you might as well, if they're strong, you might as well have them in your playbook. Just walking up to the line, being able to get this amount of yardage, and it might even go the distance. I've seen probably 500 jet sweeps go for 60-yard touchdowns in all of college football 25. And I don't, just by the nature of what college football is, I don't necessarily see that going away. So again, I don't encourage this behavior. And personally, I barely ever run jet sweeps. But if you're just looking for a net positive thing to add to your playbook, make sure you have jet sweeps in there. It's one of those plays that rarely gets stopped. And the reality is you never know what it could turn into. It probably turns into 6 more often than you would think. It probably turns into 6 more often than it should, is the honest truth. Some of these touchdowns out of jet sweeps honestly make you question why your wide receivers are better at blocking than your offensive tackles. It's a good question to ask, and I don't know. All right, guys, that'll about wrap it up. I really hope this helped you out. Please add these concepts to your playbooks. I promise you they're going to give you some form of success. And yeah, I'm really excited for College Football 26 to drop here in about 3-ish weeks. Please leave a like and subscribe if I helped you out or if I improved your plan going into College Football 26. And with that, blitz out.